It can be very difficult to trust people, to trust friendships, relationships, etc., when you have been burned and betrayed so many times previously. In the past, I trusted people's word way too much, and I ignored so many of their behaviors and actions and passive aggressiveness or direct aggressiveness. Even when their words were cruel, a quick meaningless sorry or a quick discredit of how I was feeling or the situation at hand, and I would look past it and let it go because I figured I was always the problem. I was worried about the potential conflict, and I was also worried about having nobody. So I settled for what I thought I deserved, friendship and relationship wise. I think it's so important to pay attention to actions, behaviors, and the words as a collective and not just view it in a singular pathway, as that's something that I did for years and years. That it's just, I didn't want to believe that the people I allowed so close to me were capable of such evilness and such cruelty that I just made an alternate reality of the situation than what it actually was. Not just, oh, she or he, I thought I was recording, she or he is nice to me in this moment, so that means it's okay that she or he does this XYZ to me because they're nice to me in this context. So it's okay, like I can bear with that, I can put up with that. You shouldn't have to put up with anything. It's never okay to intentionally put down others or make them feel bad, especially when they're supposed to be a friend to you or someone close in your life. Make sure the energy that you give out, you get back. I used to always go so out of my way, putting myself out on a limb, like almost making myself physically and like mentally ill, well, worse than, usual. And while I give my all and beyond, in return, it was always just breadcrumbs, a little morsel of kindness, of love, whatever. Being around people like this is just exhausting and will bring you some form of physical or mental illness. That's why it's so important to take a second and reevaluate and reflect on things and the relationship and friendship dynamics you have. Like, how can you pour from an empty cup, right? You need to make sure yours is full first before giving and doing things and helping others. When people match your energy and give what you give, there is a feeling and a sense of safety and comfort that I guarantee was not there when you were around narcissistic or toxic people that truly you couldn't trust. It is a different sense of safety. I do struggle with black and white thinking, so it can be difficult for me to remember that not everyone is bad, not everyone's out to get me, and not everyone will betray me like I have been betrayed and hurt in the past. And I have to constantly remind myself I'm not in situations I was in the past. These are new situations. This is not the past. And although we can be really good at pattern recognition and behavioral patterns, the past doesn't always necessarily repeat itself, especially when you recognize and acknowledge who's toxic, maybe what you've done that's been toxic, and change. It's a very long journey and it's very hard to trust, but it's definitely possible. And I think as long as we're mindful, pay attention, trust our gut and intuition truly, not dismiss our feelings, and actually use and utilize our past hurt to be the driver for our discernment for the now and the future.